presenti con 3 aggettivi.
So, Maestro, will you introduce yourself by 3 adjectives?
Oh, well, that's difficult, actually. You should ask my wife about that, maybe.
Sì, dovrei chiedere a mia moglie.
I don't know what to say. A bit impatient, maybe.
Direi impaziente un po'.
Curious.
Oh, curioso.
And quite ambitious.
E un po' ambizioso, sì.
Lei è direttore, insegnante e compositore. Come convivono questi 3 aspetti del suo essere musicista?
So, you're a conductor, teacher and composer. How do you manage these 3 roles in your musical life?
For me, it's all parts of the same thing.
Per me sono tutte parti di una stessa cosa.
Yeah, and it goes like so. I feel very much when I teach, I learn. When I learn, I can teach. You know,
E quando insegno imparo.
For me, when I play music, I also play music. You know, I like to do that, and I like to write about music. I like to write music itself. And you know, I was quite old before I learned to read music. I didn't know how to read score before I was 16 years old. I didn't have any teachers. I am autodidact, you know, when it comes to this.
E suono e quindi studio composizione mentre suono. È stata una scoperta perché mi sono avvicinato alla lettura abbastanza tardi, ai miei 16 anni, e quindi quando faccio una cosa in realtà le faccio tutte insieme.
When I was 13, I was employed like organist in the church.
Quando avevo 30 anni, insomma, ero organista.
I didn't know how to read the score, so I just improvised. You know, I just playing whatever. I was improvising, you know, like marches funèbres and wedding marches and things like that. You know, it was just. And then later I learned to put into words and the theory behind. And but I still keep this with me, you know, the improvising thing. And I was thinking about this adjective that you were asking me from the beginning, and it's for me the music is somehow not something natural. It flows in my family, in my blood.
Quando avevo 13 anni, appunto, non sapevo bene come suonare, improvvisavo, quindi in realtà è stato un'unione delle forze. Pensavo anche prima ai 3 aggettivi per cui mi ha chiesto di citarne appunto 3, e sono sempre in miglioramento, in cambiamento, ed è una cosa che è tipica e me la sento proprio nel sangue, è una cosa che discende dalla famiglia.
So in that sense, I feel like still I am not very, you know, prima vista is difficult for me. I can read a score as a conductor, but to play, you know, this like that, it goes very slowly. So that then makes me feel like a bad musician. On the other hand, I can still make music from my imagination, and I don't need a score to do that. So it's both sides, you know.
E se da una parte appunto non ho una buonissima prima vista nel suonare, nel condurre insomma cori, la cosa è molto diversa. E mentre appunto mi approccio a questa difficoltà, in realtà imparo da questa.
Thank you. In un'intervista ha dichiarato che il calabrone è il suo animale preferito, poiché è troppo stupido per capire di non poter volare. Ci parli di questa cosa?
So in one of your previous interviews you declared that your favorite animal is a bumblebee because it's too stupid to understand that it cannot just fly.
Yes. I still think that, by the way. That was nice.
Lo penso ancora.
Yes.
Penso che sia una cosa piacevole.
And that's back a little bit to you know, I come from practically the North Pole. It's really, really high north. It's a tiny little place in the Barents Sea. It's less than 3,000 inhabitants. No classical. I didn't see a violin in my real life before I was 16 years old. So, and I was playing, remember this, I didn't know how to read, and I was playing the Toccata and Fugue D minor, Bach, you know,
Yes.
studying like one bar, you know, and like that, and then memorizing it, and then playing it, trying to play by heart like that. I had no technique, I couldn't actually do it, but I did it, nevertheless. I was too stupid not to understand that I shouldn't do it, so I just did it. And somehow I have continued to do like that my whole life. You know, I just do it. It's natural for me.
Sì, è un po' quello che è successo a me, perché io vengo praticamente da una piccola zona del Polo Nord, si può dire, e quando appunto stavo nei pressi del bar di Berens e non sapevo appunto suonare, come approcciarmi a questo mondo strumentale, a 16 anni non avevo ancora visto un violino per esempio, mi succedeva di leggere appunto la fuga in re minore di Bach battuta per battuta, memorizzandola perché non sapevo appunto leggere, quindi è esattamente quello che ho fatto io, ho suonato pur non sapendo assolutamente di saperlo fare.
Nel suo essere insegnante, lei stimola spesso i direttori a cercare l'energia e a sceglierne le diverse forme. Come si trova questa energia e in che modo ha delle conseguenze sul coro?
So as teacher you insistently ask the conductor to searching the energy and to manage it and to handle it. So which effect has on the choir?
Well, this is a part of the magic. You know, if the conductor managed to release tension, managed to breathe, to work together with the gravity, managed to listen like surround sound listening, not to bring up the point of gravity, to bring the high, you know, all these things are in some kind of infecting the choir. It is contagious, for better and for worse. And this is, for me, it's communication on a really, really high level, non-verbal communication. And I don't know why it works. And I don't want to know.
Sì, generalmente chiedo di sfruttare la gravità, di rilassare dalle tensioni, di cercare appunto un baricentro e di appunto aprire all'ascolto Dolby Surround. E questo è ciò che per me è una comunicazione non verbale a livelli altissimi. Non so come funzioni, non voglio saperlo come funziona, ma ha degli effetti straordinari sul coro.
I know that as a university professor I should be able to tell you why in a scientific way. And but you know, if you know why the mystery, if you know the answer, the mystery is gone.
Sì, è come una magia, se io fossi, non so, insegnante o scienziato potrei spiegare il perché, ma in
So for
realtà
me it's
succede.
extremely important to try to master, control myself according to the music. If I try as a conductor to do the maestro thing and control the individuals of the choir, it won't work. It will never succeed. They won't accept it in the long run. I need to control myself according to my understanding of the music, according to my vision for the music, according to my experience of the music, and then invite people in together with me, and then we do this together. But that is the only way. Then they will also accept my authority as a conductor to lead this, but they will somehow have to accept it first. You understand?
Yes.
And this is why it works, and I insist on keeping the mystery as something that I don't want to know.
Sì, insomma è una certa, non so, magia, un mistero in questa cosa. Se appunto cercassi di controllare gli altri, di controllare quello che fanno, quindi di fare il classico maestro, non riuscirei a ottenere questi risultati. Invece cerco di controllare me stesso e il mio rapporto che ho nella musica e in questo modo chiamo ad entrare in questa sfera anche chi mi sta davanti, il corista in questo caso.
But don't misunderstand. I work extremely hard every day on all sides of the music making, on teaching, on playing, on conducting, on studying the music, on writing it, and writing about it. You know, but I don't want to know the answer.
Però non fraintendetemi, io intendo dire che non è solo un lavoro su me stesso che faccio, ma è sempre in relazione a la tecnica, a tutte le materie che compongono la musica in generale.
Thank you. Sappiamo che lei è un appassionato di cucina, quindi vorrei simulare una sorta di finale di MasterChef e chiederle che cosa avrebbero cucinato in questa finale diversi compositori, che adesso le dirò.
So you're fond of cooking, you know, and you are at
Well,
the last.
No prize for getting that. Guessing that.
And there's five finalists in this competition. So, what would, for example,
Bach.
Bach have cooked? Which plate? Which dish?
Oh. Hmm. Something solid. So should
Cosa
be,
di solido?
something meat. But
Carne.
something with something a lot of, but still with structure and with discipline. I think some kind of rib thing.
Ah, ad ogni modo qualcosa di strutturato, di solido.
And in tradition, a nice composition with this that's well balanced.
E tradizionale, ben costruito.
Yeah, I think so. You know, somehow a traditional dish, but then with a lot of inner richness and variety.
Yes.
Con un sacco
I
di
think so.
varietà all'interno.
And Guido d'Arezzo?
Un pido d'Arezzo.
Well, in my head, it's a lot of structure, you know. So, but it has to be something Italian as well.
Deve essere qualcosa sicuramente di italiano.
And something basic, something very slow, something slow food, some kind of casserole with the really, really good things that just makes the basic. You can do whatever with it because it's solid.
Una bella casseruola con dentro le cose buone, insomma.
That's it.
Berlioz?
Oh, that is something that I could make. A lot of everything.
Un sacco di cose.
Stravinsky?
Stravinsky, it's a very refined, technically
Raffinato.
brilliant, you know,
Brillante.
totally balanced, but a bit
Completamente
on the,
bilanciato.
you know, with a lot of depth, a lot of everything,
Un
you know,
sacco di
all the
profondità.
outer parts of the tastes, you know,
Con
and
parti
very
di gusto.
stringent, and, you know.
And Arvo Pärt?
Appetite. It's for me. He is on more on the soft side again. You know, maybe like something.
Lui è più sul lato soffice.
I was always thinking like a bit dessert thing, but not in the sweet way, but more in the soft way. Something.
Sì, un dolce, ma non per il suo la sua parte zuccherata, diciamo così, ma
Because
perché alla
it's
fine
really
è
really
delicato.
delicious. You know, these things that has layers of taste. You know, a lot of depth. Smooth. No, not edgy things.
Con grandi
not
strati di sapore.
I don't know.
Thank you. Abbiamo scoperto che lei è riuscito a fare delle prove attraverso il computer. Che cosa si guadagna e che cosa si perde in una prova in questo modo?
So you succeed in rehearse at the computer. So what's the good and the bad side of it?
Well, this is interesting because we are now working on. It has been very difficult to find rehearsing tools, practicing tools for a conductor.
È stato molto difficile trovare della strumentazione
Because
adatta.
so much of the work we do requires discipline, like you work with the metronome, you work with the theory, you need to know transitions, and you need to know what comes in, active, passive, announcement, this and that, and the different lines working against each other, playing on the piano, whatever you do. So this is then you get the feedback from the instrument and from the metronome and things like that. But the only place where we actually can practice is in front of the choir, in front of human beings. And this is what you don't get, the interactivity that you need to get the feedback, to see that when I do this, then I get that sound. In the masterclass, we can test it out. We can see that upbeat, and everybody opens up, and the vocal is there, or that upbeat, and everybody, something was wrong. You get immediate feedback.
Il nostro lavoro è abbastanza composito, quindi ho bisogno di suonare pianoforte, ho bisogno di vedere, fare degli esempi, provare la respirazione, quindi averne subito un effettivo riscontro subitaneo, insomma. Quindi è difficile farlo. Hai bisogno di metronomo, di pianoforte, non è solamente la tua persona, la tua faccia che parla.
So, but nowadays we do have, we are living in a fantastic time. Because the technology is becoming so intuitive and is working so much together with us that the possibilities today, only a few years back, didn't exist. So we can do extraordinary things. And this is what, as a university professor, my research project, the main project is now to develop an application for an iPad or some kind of net tablet that can work together with the conductor where you get exercises, where you get lectures, where you can record yourself, send it to your professor. The professor can draw and comment and then send it back. Where the camera can recognize, and this is important, the camera can recognize parts of your body, and if you do an upbeat going up and everything goes up, then the app says, that's, try to avoid that, so that you get the opposite, that you can do the upbeat and at the same time release tension. A two-dimensional camera today can actually identify points in your body and can recognize if they go the same way or not. This is extremely interesting, and we are in the middle of, or in the beginning of a project that I think can be beautiful for us choral conductors, that we can work together also on the internet and create virtual classrooms.
Viviamo però in un periodo straordinario. Solo 2 anni fa non avremmo potuto attuare quello che facciamo adesso, perché penso che la tecnologia sia veramente intuitiva e che si vada verso un rapporto simbiotico con la persona. Per esempio stiamo con la mia equipe valutando di creare un'applicazione per iPad o per altre strumentazioni virtuali che registrino per esempio la performance e che tu possa mandare al tuo insegnante, che può commentare in tempo reale, oppure che può con delle telecamere, con delle camere dimensionali capire se tu stai facendo uno sforzo al di là, appunto, che non è economico, e quindi valutare il tuo levare, la tua respirazione e quindi evitare certi errori, ed è straordinario che noi possiamo fare tutto ciò con la tecnologia di oggi.
E quando sarà pronta questa app? Circa?
And this application would be ready for?
Well, I don't know. My colleague, my partner in crime is with me. He's not a conductor. He's the business guy, and he's there, knows everybody with this competence.
Okay.
And I don't know. Maybe in October this year we will present some kind of prototype in Derry. We work together with the University of Ulster in Northern Ireland, and we will also hopefully work together with Lorenzo Donati and the school here, and we also have different things, maybe in Ljubljana as well. So we will work together with different classes, and this will be a process. But when we will finish the product for release, we don't know. But we also need to talk with the students. We need to talk to you to help us to say, what can this become? But we have foundings, we have a lot of support. I can spend 50% of my working hours, I can do this at the university. And everybody is very supportive. And it's so exciting. It's a fantastic thing to do, because we can work together even if there is distance. You can train yourself together with your friends without being exposed in a bad way. It's really nice. I mean, so the possibilities are endless. So we are living in a beautiful time in terms of technology becoming intuitive. It's our friend.
Thank you.
Sono qui appunto con un collaboratore di questo progetto, lui non è direttore di coro, appunto mi aiuta in questo progetto che verrà presentato forse a ottobre come prototipo e sarà appunto proposto con l'aiuto di varie classi a Lubiana, in Nord Irlanda, e ho ricevuto moltissimi appoggi, comunque anche finanziari, per questo progetto. Siamo molto entusiasti nel presentarlo, perché si può veramente lavorare a distanza con una grande soddisfazione, perché bisogna arrivare appunto a questa simbiosi, a questa amicizia tra appunto noi e la tecnologia.
Le faccio una domanda che ieri ho fatto anche a sua moglie. Lei è sposato con Ursula, e come vivono 2 direttori sotto lo stesso tetto?
Now the same question I asked your wife yesterday. So you're married to Ursula, and I asked, how is it the everyday life with a conductor, a great conductor? So to be a great conductor and live with a great conductor.
The first thing that comes to my mind is it's a tremendous support. I mean, I feel, in my former life, I was traveling a lot by myself. And in many ways, you're a little bit alone when you're a conductor, aren't you? I mean, it's you and then all the rest. So for me, the first thing, of course, she's my soulmate. I mean, she's my best friend, obviously. So, but as a professional person, she understands things that nobody else understands. So that is for me precious. It's a very, very nice support to have in life. So for me that is the most important thing. And it's also quite, first of all, I mean, she is also a very strict critic of me. So in the sense that, in the good sense, in the bad sense as well, but she's not here now. So I think that she's criticizing far too much, of course. But when it comes to this with the professional part of it, it's really, really nice. Because, you know, I am a little bit all over the place. She is Slovene. That means, in my head, that means that she has a structure on things. You know, she's building stone by stone and knows how to do that. I am a Norwegian and I go, ooh, you know, let's do have some, you know. So it's we are different kinds of conductors, and that means that we also fulfill each other. Right? I think that she learned something from me, but I for sure learned something from her, and so that is very good for me. You know, she's helping me to not do everything at the same time, but trying to focus, and sometimes, you know, you really need support. I mean, I'm a human being, and so that is the first word for me is that what a tremendous support and privilege that is. I'm very happy.
È sicuramente un tremendo sostegno, un supporto. Per esempio sono abituato a viaggiare moltissimo e prima lo facevo da solo, quindi la solitudine è un problema per un direttore. Penso che sia un po' la mia anima, un po' il mio best friend, cioè la persona a cui più tengo, molto preziosa, e apprezzo moltissimo anche la sua criticità, il fatto di essere molto critica e severa sia nella parte buona che nella cattiva sorte. E professionalmente penso sia una cosa molto positiva perché ci influenziamo a vicenda. Lei come slovena ha una grande attenzione alla struttura, invece io sarei molto più preso dalla vena dell'entusiasmo. Mi aiuta quindi a completarmi e a focalizzarmi sulle cose importanti. Penso che entrambi dobbiamo imparare uno dall'altra e quindi rimane sì, questa parola per me è sostegno, un grandissimo sostegno.
Infine, lei le direttrice donna le preferisce in gonna o pantaloni?
So what do you prefer in female conductor, skirt or trousers?
I couldn't care less. I'm sorry. I really couldn't care less. I don't know. To be honest, when I see female conductors on stage, I really want you to believe me. I don't care. I see a musician. I see a personality. That is really what I do, and I couldn't care less. I mean, I think you shouldn't either.
Guarda, voglio essere sincero, quando vedo comunque una donna dirigere su un palco non penso assolutamente a questa cosa.
But
Penso che
of course, I mean, when you see a beautiful, you know, dress, silk dress, Ursula has this beautiful thing. Of course, it's lovely to see. But before she walks on stage, I say, wow, you look beautiful. And then she walks on stage, I don't think about that because then it's about, you know, she's an artist. She's a professional person. She's doing something far more important. So that's it.
Certamente capita piacere vedere per esempio dei bei vestiti indossati bene, però appunto sei bellissima quando li indossi, quando sei sul palco sei un artista, non ha più nessun valore.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.